The Thunder really are larger than life, and what a better way to showcase that than with these giant posters going up on the Cox Convention Center. This all began with a police chase and then turned into a drive-by shooting involving an officer and finally ended just down the street in a deadly shootout. It is quiet now here at Northwest 30th and Western, but police say when they arrived here just before 8 o'clock tonight, it was absolute chaos. Hey guys, it is a party down here in Bricktown tonight. Not only is it St. Patrick's Day, but also the NCAA tournament is in town, which means we've got basketball fans from at least 7 different states. This book signing has officially wrapped up. I saw the last people in line just walk out with their autographed copies of Going Rogue.
Just for you. This is free. Stay dry, stay dry.
Here's the reason why this fire has been so difficult to contain. This entire area of Major County is filled with these ravines and gulches, which makes it practically impossible for firefighters to get men and equipment in to put water on the fire. Arson investigators are on the scene out here trying to determine what started this fire. The district chief says that is standard procedure anytime there's a fire this large. Now, of course, this isn't just any game. A win tonight means another guaranteed home playoff game. So I'm along Hiawassee Road, just north of Reno now, to give you a little perspective on where I'm at. This is kind of the dividing line between Midwest City over here and then Choctaw over here. It was Monday night here in Dolese Youth Park that someone says they were out walking their dog and spotted a 4-foot alligator in these murky waters. And now the people who use this park say they're keeping a closer eye on the wildlife.
About 10 o'clock at night, they said it was about 3 or 4 feet long. It's swimming back and forth and slapped its tail on top of the water.
Is Dolese Youth Park turning into a land down under?
We come up here not too often, but I've never seen anything like that.
Brent Lunt brings his boys to play at Dolese and never thought a gator could be lurking just a few feet from the playground.
Be a nice snack.
The wildlife department says if there is a gator here, it was likely once someone's illegal pet that got too big.
They just dumped it out here. That makes sense. But this is a playground. That's kind of dangerous. You think they drop it off out further where there's no population.
Wildlife officials say gators do live in Oklahoma, but aside from these scaly fellas at the zoo, no gators are found this far north.
Gators are cold-blooded animals, and in the wintertime they don't do too well.
Still, most people aren't taking any chances.
I don't get close to the water, and I don't let them down there either.
I think it could be here. Just somebody let a little pet go, and all of a sudden, grows to something decent size.
Would it be okay if we use one of your dogs as bait to see if we can lure the gator up?
No.
We can't do that?
Not in a heartbeat.
So we couldn't find any live bait, so it's the next best thing. Let's see what we can find. Here, gator, 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 gator. Here, gator, 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 gator.
We haven't seen anything other than the eyewitness accounts to make us believe there would be a gator out there.
There are geese, but no gators. A mallard, but no monster. So what could it have been?
To me, that behavior is very indicative of a beaver.
Wildlife officials say while beavers don't look much like gators out of the water, in the dark, who knows?
If you do see one, call us, and we'll send our professional guys who are trained out there to take a look at it.
The Department of Wildlife Conservation says they will continue to monitor the situation out here at Dolese Park, but they say with the temperatures continuing to drop, if there is a gator out here, it's likely it won't survive the winter. On any given night in the metro, there are more than 200 veterans on the streets without a home and with no one to grieve when they die. It's a somber reminder of a problem that veteran advocates say is not going away.
Leon J. Sherman was an American fighting man.
A man who lived without a family.
Though most of us did not know Leon Sherman, we knew him in service, and therefore we knew him as a brother.
Dies surrounded by brothers. Leon Sherman served in the Army for more than a decade, but his final days found him living on the streets of Oklahoma City.
He would be so surprised and so appreciative of everything that's been done on his behalf, because he really had no one. So this is very special.
The VA hospital's homeless outreach program tries to find and help veterans like Sherman.
Our veterans fought for our right to choice, and we find that so many of them out there don't even know what their choices are.
The VA hospital says many returning veterans struggle with addiction and mental health issues. Life on the streets is the only way some know how to cope.
That's the whole purpose of our outreach, is to go out and find those people and connect with them and connect them with the resources that they need.
Sherman needed a family.
It's very emotional. I took it personally that I could come and act as his family.
He got far more than that, a family to grieve and fellow soldiers to give him the dignity in death he did not have in his final days of life.
I wish I could put into words how I feel. To honor our veterans is probably the most honorable thing that I could do in my life.
Putting names, faces, and stories to homeless heroes in hopes there will soon be no need for programs like this.
The more that we talk about it, the more organizations we get involved, the more awareness there comes of the problem, and hopefully we'll be part of the solution.
May the Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee his peace. Amen.
It's football season, and it seems like everyone wants in the game. But this isn't football practice. No, this field is reserved for OU's other best of the best.
Some people have said that. I mean, it's hard for me to be completely objective about that. I think the world of these kids.
I almost would rather be here than on the football field tackling people.
Not just anyone can make it into the pride of Oklahoma.
All right, guys, let's go performance posture.
Because playing for OU...
Go, guys. You're the most important person. Be the most important person.
...is more than just playing a few notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, push 1. Before the sound come the steps that follow in the footsteps of all those who have helped drum up support for the Sooners.
There's so much tradition in the Pride that it's just overwhelming, and it's amazing to be a part of that.
And it's not as easy as it looks.
Nice and tall.
Trust me.
We're turning.
Each step has to be perfect.
You point it even more.
Not without a doctor's note.
It's easy to get one person to do it, exactly, but to get 300 people doing it at the exact same time, the exact same way, that's the fun part.
But when it all comes together, you won't find anyone who says the hard work wasn't worth it.
As soon as we run on that field, everyone is just crazy and yelling. The stadium's shaking, and like I said, you never forget that.
Everyone says you won't forget the first time you step out of that tunnel, and I can't wait for that.
You can't help but feel the excitement in the air.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. I've waited all my life, pretty much. I've been twirling since I was 3, so I've waited all my life to be able to have this opportunity to twirl for a huge college.
Megan McGeary is the new featured twirler, and she's good.
Grab it.
Grab it.
Take your right hand off, turn it over.
I, however,
down.
Up.
I ran out of stick.
Am not.
You're to the left, and then just go to the right. There you go! Oh, man.
But that's okay, because it's Megan's skills that will wow the crowds.
Okay, so
lift your left knee.
Go right.
You feel your left heel come up your leg and your toe.
All right, so just like.
Raise your right.
It takes years of practice to be part of the Pride.
I did it perfect, you weren't watching.
And even more hard work to entertain a crowd that's used to the very best.
We have to earn that every single day throughout this season by doing a great job of supporting the Sooners and the very best job of being ambassadors for the university that we can.
And I've learned it's fun to play around, but when it comes to being the best, well, I'd better leave that to the professionals.